Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your homie Hood Films. Hollering at y'all, letting you know what's good in my life, what's good in the world. Yo, if y'all want to like and subscribe or tell me some different information about yourself, I'm definitely waiting and listening. So be sure to tell me what's going on out there in y'all world. I'm doing great. I'm sitting back. I've been looking at a bunch of stuff that I'm into. I watched $1 Million Worth of Game, 5150. I watched 85 South. I kick it with those shows, and then I give a breakdown on what those shows was about. I also do reenactments. I do reactions on different shows. I do some comedy skits, all that stuff. Thanks to my wife, she helped me get the comedy skits written. Shout out to Dina. And we do those movies. We do our projects too. She also helped me do the movies over the years too. So got to get that queen her respect, Charlie Bob. You see what that do right there? Bam! I like that. That's my actual fucking logo right there. You see it? So I just worked on that, man. Damn, I got it right there too. Man, why ain't y'all tell me that, man? Y'all trying to play tricks on me. Yo, so I worked on that. I built a brand. I started making my own movies. I didn't ask nobody permission. I didn't ask nobody, can I work with them? I didn't ask nobody nothing. I found out how to do digital filmmaking. I tried to lock myself in universities. I tried to lock myself around situations that'll continue to help me make movies. And a lot of times it was uncomfortable. It was fucked up days. It was no money times. It was living in cars. A lot of times having, the most fucked up relationships you could even fathom in your brain. I know you had never have a relationship that bad because you would get the fuck out of there fast. I already know you. You person watching this video, I already know you. You ain't gonna sit back like that. But in my life, I was in some other mindsets and I stick around and I had some bad times. So that's just how life goes. So maybe you'll do better if it come to you. But I did that because I was chasing the filmmaking game, trying to be a movie maker, trying to do movies, trying to stay where I can continue to do movies and never put myself in a situation where something could stop me from making movies. And I don't know if that's a weird way of acting, a weird way of going about life, but that's what I did. I tried to make sure no matter what I did, I would do anything to not have to stop making movies. And so every year of my life, if I didn't do nothing else, I made a movie, at least one. So I try to make more, but I definitely got one done. You know what I'm saying? So after 20 years, one of my movies turned 20 years old this year. It's called Hood Life. I shot that movie in 2001, and it's 2021. So that movie will be 20 years old in a minute, and I'm really proud of that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my movie, Hood Life. And all the people that helped me make it, everybody who was down with me, who got behind the scenes with me, who worked with me. I'm just grateful behind them. I'm happy and I'm grateful, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's just kicking it and hollering at Hood Films. And y'all make sure to get in the comments and just talk shit to me and keep liking and subscribing and doing all that great shit with this page, with this channel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to keep building my brand. I'm lighted up tonight. I rather roll me another one up, really. I got a couple of packs around, some brain freeze, they call it. And this one called Money Bag Runt. And this was shit you just get in the hood. So, as I write and create more stories, definitely I want to tell y'all about what movies I'm making and what the storyline is going to be, and then see if y'all continue to follow along with me as we produce the movies. This is my new book. It's called what again? Let's say it all together as a class. There you go. I heard you over there. Thank you. You said it. I heard you. You don't have to keep saying it. But it's like 27 pages. It's a dope movie. It's my first book. It's a collector's item. You might want to have this. I'm only charging a dub for it. That way you will have this forever. It's my new movie, Killer Rapper. 2021 new movie. can see that on the Hood Films channel on YouTube. We basically youtube.com/Hood Films, and we worked on that to get that. You know what I'm saying? 10 years ago, I built that channel. I even had it 5 years prior to that. That's why when I let it go, I called Google or YouTube. It was like, I need that back. And they was like, it's been too long. I said, no, fuck that. That's my brand. I'm trademarked. They said, okay, you can have Hood Films back. And I still got it to this day. So Google ended up buying Hood Films, and we buying YouTube. And it went by that. But Google buying Hood Films, that sounds dope too. If Google bought Hood Films. So we can make something like that happen, but we need y'all to just continue to support. Just continue to support, because y'all already show love. I see the numbers. The numbers are already letting me know what's popping. I'm seeing the numbers. I'm like, damn, look at the numbers just from jumping out here and just letting y'all know what it is. Because again, I was doing more of my activity on other pages. I was kicking on this channel. I'm sorry, this Facebook, Twitter, that kind of shit. And then I always already knowing what YouTube was around, but I didn't delve into it like I wanted to, like I should have. Now I see, it's like, oh, I see what YouTube is. You know what I'm saying? So they basically connect you with the people that's interested in the type of shit you're doing versus the other channels like Twitter or Facebook, or they basically are people who know you. And that's the shit, how you get people. Slightly different, but it's the same, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, because they both social media networks, all three rather. So YouTube is fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for YouTube. Shit. I think I'm gonna roll up my little thing. Wait a sec, look at that, y'all. They got Kanye West yelling at Chance the Rapper. I'm finna click that to see what that is.
Being creative. So, you know, Kanye is finishing his album. He wanted his people around him. Chance, honestly, because of what he was reading, you know, he came through to just check Kanye. You know, and you know, again, Kanye deals with all his issues at all times.
I don't know if that's true or not, y'all.
And, you know, they got into it, but they worked it out. At the end of the day, Chance was there just to be a friend. Y'all want to hear a fire joke?
So it looked like it did probably happen. It was just a snippet of a clip y'all probably already heard of or saw. And I was just scanning through the computer, and I saw that. I was like, what the hell? But it looked like they was at some event, I guess in Wyoming, and Kanye is expressive, as you already know, and he was yelling a little bit at Chance the Rapper, you dig? So, that being said, that's what it was. So, but look, I'm just happy that y'all been kicking it with the brand, and that's one. Oh, you're not talking shit to y'all, because I'm sipping and I'm drinking and I'm rolling up right now. And I appreciate the hope that I got out there in this world, man. Thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hood Films is a brand we've been building, and I've been out here. I treat the movies like my children. Hood Films is a brand we've been building. I treat the movies like my children. Yo, so my first movie was basically Last Dance. You could say that, because I ran into some filmmakers at college, and then I think I was at a film festival, and then he connected me with a writer, and dude had a script that he wrote, and I was like, bet, I got this equipment, I got this directing fever, let me goddamn it do this movie, and I shot it. But this the crazy part about it. I had to start learning right away about jealousy, fake motherfuckers, hoe ass niggas, all this bullshit in the industry. And it was just weird to me because people could tell you how they feel right there in your face. And, or if they can't get their way, just decide that this ain't gonna work out, but that ain't how that worked. Maybe the fever was too strong for them people too. So the guy after we shot that movie in 99, nigga ain't talked to me for like till Facebook came around. I'm not bullshitting. How many years that was. So, and then he was on some, hey y'all, we can get back cool when Facebook came around. That had to be like 9, 10 years, something like that. since we shot the movie. And I had reached out to the nigga, and or maybe I had reached out to the cat and was like, "Yo, what's up?" He just wouldn't fuck with me, so I didn't know what that shit was all about. I just got on with my life, and I see the kid, he real cool, and he down like cool as hell now on Facebook, but at that point he was weird, and I didn't get it. And then I understood that he wanted to direct the project. He thought that he was going to be the director on the project, and I'm thinking to myself, so you just met me as a stranger at a film festival. You think that I'm just gonna come shoot a whole fucking movie for you and hand you the goddamn tape? Like, how does that work? You're not giving up a penny, like not one single solitary dollar. Like what? You ain't even got a camera. But see, people don't want to play themselves. They want to be you. So these are the reasons why you have to learn how to move and groove in a game. I didn't understand why the guy was acting like that, because if you wrote a script and I'm meeting you saying that I make movies, what the fuck reason would I want you to be the person who directed? This is in 1998, 1999. So it was mad years ago. And again, you can't control why somebody was tripping like that. I didn't even understand it. So from that, I never spoke to that kid again. And we just went on with our life. When Facebook came around, he started reaching out on some friend shit, and we was cool from there, I guess. I guess you could say Facebook cool, but we did this movie together called Last Dance. And I got it right here in my new book where you can see the actual cover for the movie. You know what I'm saying? Right here. It's the cover for the movie right here, Last Dance. I shot that in 1999. It's my first movie. So this is my book. You already know the name. So anyway, we did the movie, and bro just shot it with me, and yeah, I didn't think nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? We shot a movie, and then I guess he moved to LA, and then people go to, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that was the reason why we didn't fuck around no more. I just never saw the kid no more, and we moved on with our life. And then my next movie I made was called I did a movie about DUI, because I called it DUI, and I had to show the judge that I made movies and shit like that. And I had like a 30-minute DUI movie, you know what I'm saying, about these people in this classroom. I don't have a copy of that no more, though. I lost that movie in the year 2000. It was about this guy who was in a place, and he got drunk. He was in one of them classes, and I think the movie went back at a reenactment as to how he became a person that's in a DUI class. That was the other movie I made in 2000. And then in 2001, I made my masterpiece, and that was Hood Life. And the irony about that movie was the last day it was created, the last day I did the editing and there was anything done on that movie, happened to be just ironically 9/11 that day. In 9/11, September 11 was my homie birthday. So at that time, we all in the hood, like, let's go smoke, let's go kick it. I know y'all seeing me looking down. Y'all like, what the hell he looking at? I'm breaking down my motherfucking weed. So if you care to see, I don't mind. You could just do that. If y'all want to see me break down the damn marijuanas. But see how boring that can be? Because it's nothing really shit to see here. There's nothing to see here, so I'm trying to break it down and put it in a damn blunt. But y'all already know how to put marijuana in fucking cigars. Shit ain't nothing you ain't never seen or did before. Roll up your smokes. So anyway, I ain't gonna bore y'all with my marijuana rolling. But the idea is that my new movie, Hood Life, had just turned 20 years old this year. So that's the movie I'm doing my most focusing on this year. What storyline I'm gonna add to the repertoire of that? Should I make it a web series? Should I make it a TV series? You know what I'm saying? Because it's been 20 years ago I made that movie, and Chicago still got a similar problem with as far as the murder and crime that happened in our town. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the movie was made at. You could almost say it was like a Wire before the Wire, but this was way before those things was out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe Wire was on TV in 2001. I was sleeping in the fucking car at that time, so I wasn't, I wasn't in no house. I wasn't in no warm environment. I was living the streets. It was ugly as hell, but I lived it because that's my life, and I didn't care. I knew one day, and I told myself this shit all the time back then, filmmaking was going to save my life, and it has. Even that movie, We talking about I've sold that movie for 20 years, straight back. I was sold that movie for 20 years, sure have, and still selling. Even though I made the movie at that time with the highest technology available to me. That's how I made that movie. I made it with the highest technology that was available, which was digital filmmaking, and it was called DV, digital video. But since then, they've came out with high definition. Then they came out with 4K, now 6K and 8K, and the shit has just blew up into a whole nother dimension. But at that time, we shot Hood Light, and then I was also dealing with a hater at the school who was refusing to let me use the lights because he was just an older guy who had not chased his dream, and he caught me in my 20s, 24, 25. He was mad, and I think I was at this time I'm like 26 or 27. And he was pissed off, and some dude. You can how the fuck I don't even know this nigga is gonna be at this school. I'm just trying to make movies, but he would keep the equipment, which was the light. I had my own camera, and so I would just go out there and shoot the movie. And what I would do is have the motherfuckers pull their car up and use the headlights would be the lights. So when we did our famous little murder scene, that's how I had lighting back there. And then I think somebody had a Home Depot light that you could push and illuminate. You couldn't really corner shit, knew really too much with it. You know what I'm saying? But it was like you could just push it over there and illuminate the area. You've seen those Home Depot lights when people do construction. So I had that and headlights from a car, and I made it happen. And from that movie Hood Life got created. And so it was actually 9/11 morning. And so I went up there to go get my copy because I was at school at this time, going to college. And I went up there to go get the copy of the movie that morning. I had been editing every single day leading up to that since August, and because I didn't take off from summer, I went all year round because I could be a filmmaker. I wouldn't take off from school in the summertime. I wanted to go full throttle. I never would. Anyway, make a long story short. Anyway, I ended up having to hook up with that morning I went up there, and not janitor, but the guy who open the doors and all that at the school. I don't know what the fuck you call him. He came and opened up the door to the editing room for me. It's like 7 in the morning, and so I'm in there making sure I got shit right on the movie again because we gonna see it. My homie birthday that night. I know everybody's gonna hook up and get fucked up and sip and shit. It was like a Tuesday or some shit. I don't remember what it was. Monday. It was like a after the weekend type shit. And so that day, the movie was gonna be done. I had to wait to go get it that Monday. So that Monday, I went up there and I'm hitting the record button. No, I was looking at the movie first, and then everybody started screaming in the office at the school, like about right outside the editing room. And the girls, everybody started screaming like, "Yo!" And then, "Hey!" And I'm thinking like, "The fuck is going on?" So I hit record, and record on the machine, and it was going to be on VHS at this time. HDVD wasn't available yet. So I hit record on it, and then I ran in the room to go see what everybody was yelling at, and I saw that one of the buildings in New York was on fire, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck? And everybody was looking and all mesmerized because this was on the news, and it was like, damn, we all staring at the TV, and then I was like, man, this got to be some Hollywood shit or something, because they don't just burn up no buildings like that in New York. New York is trying to get big like Hollywood. That's exactly what I said, because I like, what the hell happened? Like, and then I walked back into the editing room to make sure my computer was working right. You know what I'm saying? That everything was still going on the movie. Like everything was recording, wasn't no issues, and then it was good and good. And I went back in the room to see the burning building, and that's when I saw the other plane fly into the building. And I was like, whoa. That's when I knew. I was like, this ain't no Hollywood shit here. That was an actual plane that ran into a fucking New York building. Like, what the fuck? And then they started coming around to the classes in the college and was like, y'all gotta go. Everybody gotta get out of here. The school is shutting down. So that's what happened. And I got out of there with the movie, my first movie I ever made. And it was called, the second one, and it was called Hood Life. No, actually third. So I made Hood Life, and then that movie, we showed. When I went to the hood that day, I was telling everybody like, nigga, what's up, man? Let's hook up. And they was like, everybody when we met up, because the niggas was coming to the crib early, And they was all like, man, dude, they stopped us at work today, man. They told us to go home, man. Because it was 9/11 was still going on, but it was like later in the day. So it was like 9/11 happened at like that morning. So this had to be like about 2 or 1 in the afternoon when everybody started hitting the hood again because everybody was at their jobs. They were sending everybody home to my some it was going to be a war or some shit like that during 9/11. So I was like, well, shit, let's go watch the motherfucking movie because, I got the movie, nigga. And my homie birthday and shit. And he was like, everybody was like, man, I don't know, man. This shit looking crazy. Let's just go to the crib, nigga. I'm about to go to the crib. So everybody went to the crib and nobody got to see my fucking movie that day. And I was tripping like, as I got to the crib, mad, like, damn, I did all that motherfucking work to show this motherfucking movie. Hood, like, what the fuck? And then when I get to the crib, it's turn on the news and you can see how fucked up it was out there and how bad things have got. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. 9/11 had popped off and we went through that. You know what I'm saying? So now it's 2021. And after I finally got a chance to show everybody, the movie had became like a little hood cult favorite. Everybody loved it, and I could just remember the fame that was coming behind it. Everybody telling me like, man, we love that movie, Hood. Boy, you snap, man. It was just, I didn't, man. I just couldn't even believe that God blessed me like that everybody liked the movie because, again, how we made it was grimy because I was in the hood every day, and I knew that I could make a movie. I fucking knew it. I was like, not only could I make a movie, I could make a movie be my career. So I went to the homies in the hood, and I was like, yo, this is hard, man, to ask motherfuckers to be in your movie because you have to deal with the word no. But these people who you see every fucking day, so you're not expecting them to say no. You would say, hey, G, let's do a movie, man. They're like, what you talking about? Look, I can make a movie. Y'all niggas just play this character and play this character and play this character. Niggas like, bet, let's do that shit. So it was a Sunday. And so, or a Saturday, something like that. It was a Saturday. And we went and did the movie. Thought of the story, shit was happening. The first day we was filming though, and I put this on the end of Hood Life so you could see this actual happening. While we was filming the movie, we came up with the scenario. The police pulled up. They pulled up 6 cars deep, 4 in the front, 2 in the back, popping out like, what y'all on? So I'm like, let's not say shit. Ain't nobody got nothing. We had a toy gun out there doing the scene with a toy gun, which I put the scene that we were shooting on the back of Hood Life. You can see it. Make a long story short, the police swoop up. They come fuck with people, and it's so funny because one of the niggas who actually played he played one of the main characters in the movie. He was real young at the time. He was like, let me go show them my ID. Let me go show them my ID. I'm like, the police like, no, just chill. He's like, no, I'm gonna show him my ID. Let them know I stay here. We good. I'm like, you don't gotta say nothing, nigga. The bitch ain't even jump out the car. Let them sit in the car and let them chill. He like, I'm finna go over there and show him my ID. So the nigga say, here, this my ID. And he pulled out a piece of motherfucking paper, brown paper, like a bag, ripped off, with his name written in pen and his motherfucking address. I like, that ain't no motherfucking ID, nigga. And he like, nah, fuck that. This gonna work. I'm letting her know I live here. I said, man, you gonna get all us locked up. Don't walk over there with that shit. So it was just funny as hell how that's exactly how that happened. So the next day, we was gonna shoot scene 2 when I popped up with the camera and I'm ready and I'm like, I'm doing a movie. This is happening. This is fucking happening. Now I'm not shooting with the dude from, the film festival that I'm at. I'm shooting with some real niggas from my hood and we gonna shoot this movie. I get to the set, nobody there. Nobody showed up. So the drug dealer niggas walk up and they like, you shoot a movie? I heard you shoot a movie. I'm like, yeah. And they was like, well, where everybody at? I'm like, shit, I don't fucking know. And they like, nigga, you wasting your time, man. Ain't nobody finna shoot no damn movie in the hood, nigga. And I'm like, they like, y'all was out here. Look at all the people that was out here yesterday. Now ain't nobody came the next day. So I'm out there for like about 2 or 3 hours. Nobody coming. Nobody showed up. I was like, what the fuck? These the homies in the hood? Like, they literally got to walk past this motherfucking block every day anyway. And niggas just didn't even come through that whole day. It was a Sunday the next day. So boy come back and he like, Chop, the one who played in the movie too, he said, Man, I told you ain't nobody gonna be in no damn movie, man. You might as well just go ahead and bounce with all that film shit. And he was like, you might as well fuck with niggas who be out here. Niggas that be here, cause we out here getting money. Like, we ain't finna leave. We out here every goddamn day. And I'm thinking like, well, okay, well shit. What be in a movie? He like, nah, we ain't gonna be in no damn movie. And I was like, all right, well fuck it. So I'm like, well, shit, I guess I am gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm just gonna stand around on the film shit. And them over like, you know what? Let's do that shit. And I'm like, well, y'all wanna be in it? And they like, yeah. So I said, okay, fuck it. We sat back, we chopped it up about the story. That's okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And then I got in the gear, boom, 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 pop, 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 shooting that shit, day after day, day after day, day after day. And then what happened was Chop Buddy had got noticed about it. He stayed over west in Inglewood. So he got familiar. He was like, he came to the hood to meet me, but I didn't know who he was. And then finally we met. And he was like, look, nigga, I want to help you shoot this movie. I want to make you get it done, help you get it done. But I didn't want to take no money from him. I was just like, just help me get it done. So he did. So we did. And we got the movie done. And the first thing we got it done, the guy who, his name J Dog, his song is the song in the beginning of the movie. And he provided the music for the movie. He actually got killed in New York that day. I'm sorry, he got killed a few years later. But he took us to New York right when that movie ended. He was like, we gotta hit to New York. He coming to get me. I'm like, coming to get me? I don't rock with y'all, nigga. He like, nigga, we riding. We had pounds of weed and we just took a trip to New York. We went all over, met P. Diddy and them, went to Philly, went to Benny Siegel Street, went to motherfucking Freeway and then Block. Oh man, we did it so much. This is 2002. Yeah, because it's the year that boy, that song was out with Cameron and they was hot that year. And we drove all through New York, man. That was how it was growing up. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that movie got done. That was 2001. Very proud of Hood Life. Very proud of Hood Life. That was my first movie that I ever made that blew the fuck up. And so when that movie got done, the third movie that came out of my staple was called South Chicago, which is a block from where I live, and it was a party nonstop going on our whole life. And I ended up just started filming. I had been filming it before, but it would be like my homie's video camera, his mother's camera, nothing like really filming. And then I just really got into it heavy. I wanted to work for myself as a filmmaker because I didn't want nobody controlling what I shot. I didn't want nobody telling me what I need to make, like what kind of shit I should be doing. That seemed weird to me. I didn't want nobody owning my equipment. I didn't want to have to ask no permission. So, excuse me, when I talk about making movies, it's self-made. It's nothing to do with no other human. Just like when you put your shoes on, you might have bought them from Nike, but Nike ain't got shit to do with where you go or how tight you tie them, or even if you spray paint them another color, they're yours, and you do your thing with them. And so that's what filmmaking is for me. I own it. It's mine. I don't have to give a fuck what nobody like. You ain't gotta watch my shit if you ain't into it. There's so much other shit out here. You should give a fuck about what I'm doing. But I make my stuff because I believe in my craft. I believe in what I do, and I believe this craft is made for me, where I can do different cultural genres. I can talk about, when you see my movie, Motherfucking Kill a Rapper, you will see the depth in how I make movies. You will see the depth in how my brain works. You understand what I'm saying? And I want you to dig deep into that psychology of the story down that I put behind that movie, because that's 20-some movies, 20-some movies and 20-some years in the making to make that movie Kill a Rapper, which I gave it to you for free. I didn't even charge you for this movie, and I could just be charging money for it, and that's easy to do. But I wanted the people on my YouTube channel to see my movie. I didn't want to be sitting back to myself, hey guys, $4.99. And if you go to my website, you can still rent it or send money if you want to. But it's right here on my channel, right here for free, Kill a Rapper. And I'm doing an updated version of it. I'm making a newer version of it. I'm working on the captions as far as that go. But the movie is done. The movie is finished. And y'all got a chance to see it. Y'all got a chance to know what I make and how I do it. So that make me feel good that I gave y'all some creative shit while I was on this earth. I wasn't playing with it. So now, here I am, 20 years after making that movie Hood Life, I do remember a large part of how it got done, how I was feeling, what my life was like. I remember when Chop came and gave me a double cassette. No, not cassette, but VCR duplicator. That's how I started selling. Because I was doing it one by one, but you couldn't do it one by one. It was forever just to get two of them. And so when Chop gave me the double duplicator, that's what actually kicked off to today. And I remember that thing like it was everything to me. It was basically like, you know what? When I think about that, it was basically like they was coming at me to try to help me get in the game, but I didn't want to be directly connected to what their personal lives was. So I wanted it to be completely filmmaking. I didn't want it to be like, okay, cool, because I ran in the hoods too, and I had niggas that was behind me too, and I was telling them the same thing. Like, nah, keep your money. I don't want your money. I got my own shit. I hustled up on my own way. I didn't want nobody to finance me. I wanted to do it on my own because I was in the streets and I was sleeping in cars and I was on my own and I couldn't call on nobody. So I didn't want to just invent some new homies and be like, okay, War and them give me this and I just get this from them. I know some people can do that. I know some people that works like that for them. But for me, it was like I just wanted to do it on my own, and I just focused on that. And today, I'm happy about that. But I am grateful and I am respectful for the fact that those brothers was trying to tell me that they had me and they could do it. And just my pride and just who I am as a man wouldn't allow me. So I'd be like, nah, I'm good. Thank you, though, my nigga, but I'm good, my nigga. And I pull back, but, you know, I still made it. I still got there. But I did it on my own terms, and I think that's what made me feel happy. Because I could have said, fuck that nigga, I need this shit. But that felt like that because I was in the streets for so many years that I would be in debt to people that somebody else would have to have the right to say that they had something to do with what the fuck I made or did, and I didn't want no parts of that. I didn't want no parts of that. So, but I respect them guys for coming at me like that and bringing it to me. But it's just that my choices was something different. But as I continued on in my film career, I just kept making movies, kept creating movies, kept doing movies, and I'm happy today. So I said I'm done talking right now. I'm gonna get up off of here and probably talk on one of my other channels or, you know, I got some good shit right here that y'all can listen to and get to know me a little better. So with that being said, I'll holler at y'all, like and subscribe. I'll